After we have created the employees and the reports on the web, now we must learn how to use the application on the phone by accessing the manager's profile first. The manager we have created is Jad1, Jad1. We type that in and log in. We reached to this page. On the top left, you will always see the company's logo and name. When you press on the Loopers logo, you can access these details. This is accessed only by the manager version. As we also have the employee version, which is split into full access and limited access. And we have the client's access. Therefore, pressing on the logo, you see the plan you have bought with the details of how many clients you have used, how many staff, and how many managers. For the account, the manager's details are mentioned here and at any point, all that information can be edited, adding an email, and most importantly, changing the password. Changing the password, you place your old password and your new password. You confirm it and click on change. In users, we have the employees, and from here you are able to access all their details as well as edit any of the information from the web if needed. So that we don't allow anyone to tamper with the details of any staff member, for the client, however, you are able to edit their details by swiping left for Apple, long press for Android. You can add another number, you can add another email, you can change the name or give a new password for the client in case they forgot theirs. And always, we should click on the Save button. The username is the only thing that cannot be changed. Now, we will create a new client. We press on the plus sign on the top right and enter, for example, Mo. Always use easy usernames and passwords for the client in order to ensure they remember their logins. And they can always log in and change their password. The email we can type in, and if you realize, when I press done, usually the same email is added for the reports as well. Now, what is the difference between the phone number for SMS and for calling? Maybe a client would want to speak to him through WhatsApp on a specific number, but when there is a call, it's a different number. If the client doesn't have any issue with this, the same number can be used for both. The same thing goes for the email. If there is a different email for contracts than what they use for reports, then that can be edited. As you can see, we now have a client added with the name Mo. Now we press on check so that we can add the number of units for the client Mo. For this company, we have 3 units, for example. So we add Office 2, adding a set date, which is usually the length of the contract. For the QR code, if we need to use it at a later stage where there will be a video on how to use. But for the time being, it is not being used. We press on Get Location, and usually we prefer that this is from the exact location of the client themselves. In this case, we can choose Al Rajhi Bank in Dammam. We're taking it and pressing on Save. After saving, we have under the word unit Office 2 for this client. After we have created the client and called him Mo, the new visit that we will work on when we enter to the technician or the employee, because in a usual case, the manager might create the client, but the report is usually created by the employee. So to show you how to finalize this, we enter the users, we enter client, and press on the map. Once entered, we can see all the clients in the various locations. So if we have more than one country we work on, all these locations will show on the map. And very easily, you can just press on the client needed and it would take you to this page where all these details are mentioned. We press on check and then enter Google Maps and go to visit in this case. The process is very easy when it comes to the location. In this case, we would have finished the user. Your end product is found under data, which has 3 parts. Reports, and the reports under the manager are for both the employees and the clients. If we want to check the report done for a specific client, Mo, in this case, we see that we still haven't created any reports for him. Checking Dubai, we see we have sales progress reports. We press on and get all the details of the visit. This progress report was done by the sales who had done a presentation on this report. For the employees, if I want to know what has Rami done, I can check. Hani, in this case, shows to have done 2 reports. There will be a video done at a later stage with a larger company that has more data. That will be called demonstration. In contracts, we are able to save all the pertaining contracts of the client here. By pressing on the plus sign, we can insert any media here. We would have taken a photo of the contract beforehand to be able to upload it here. Billings and any other checks can also be added here as well. In summary, we enter the client and press on Dubai. We see the summary with all the details: date, time, client type, unit type, what time the report was done, what type of report. All this is found in the summary sheet, depending on the client and on the staff. In this case, we would have finished the data section. Under requests, you can either choose claim, where the manager is asking the employee we choose the unit, we choose Muhammad, Office 2, and create the claim needed. Because we are working as a manager here, the manager doesn't have a claim type created earlier, so we can do it for the employee user. The same thing goes for the appointments. We can look into this in the client's tutorial video. In targets, which is only found in the manager's view for all his or her employees, Jad can be viewed, for example, but since he is a new employee, we should create a new target for him. We set the target that needs to be finished as 100 visits and set the data for the month of April. For instance, from the 1st till the 30th. And then we check only what needs to be countable for Jad. In this case, the sales progress report. And so we would have created Jad's target. When we enter and see it's still 0 out of 100, whenever Jad creates a report moving forward, this will show in this area, and the manager will be able to know his work progress in the company from this view. For Sami, it is the same. We can add 100, and the same for the date, 1st to 30th, and then we create the target. When we enter to Sami, we see the addition of that number. In this way, we have seen the full tutorial video of the manager. Logging out is what helps you log out of this user.